Hello, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're delving into the life of a Hollywood icon who brought joy to millions with her voice, her warmth, and her grace, Dinah Shore. Most people remember her as the charming singer, actress, and talk show host who lit up the screen for decades. But beneath the glossy veneer of fame and success lies a story of profound heartbreak, personal struggles, and resilience. Dinah Shore's life may have looked perfect from the outside, but her journey was marked by deep sorrow, difficult decisions, and a strength that carried her through it all. This is the heartbreaking history of Dinah Shore, a woman who gave so much to the world but carried her own burdens quietly behind the scenes. Dinah Shore was born Frances Rose Shore on February 29, 1916, in Winchester, Tennessee. From a young age, it was clear that Dinah was destined for greatness. Her family was close-knit, and despite facing hardships in the rural South, Dinah's parents nurtured her talent and encouraged her to follow her dreams. Tragically, when she was just a child, Dinah contracted polio, a terrifying disease at the time. The illness left her with a limp, but Dinah refused to let it define her. She was determined to live a normal life, and that resilience would become a hallmark of her character. Her love for music grew as she did, and by the time she attended Vanderbilt University, she knew that singing was her passion. After graduation, Dinah moved to New York City to pursue her dream of becoming a professional singer. Her talent quickly caught the attention of producers, and in the 1940s, she signed with RCA Victor Records, launching her recording career, but the road to stardom wasn't an easy one. As a young woman entering the entertainment industry during a time when the world was at war and women often faced significant challenges in the workforce, Dinah had to prove herself time and again. Yet her talent and magnetic personality were undeniable, and soon, she became one of America's favorite voices. Dinah's voice was unmistakable. Smooth, warm, and inviting, it was the kind of voice that made you feel like she was singing directly to you. She became a radio star, and by the 1950s, she had her own TV show, The Dinah Shore Chevy Show. Millions of Americans tuned in each week to watch her sing, laugh, and charm her way into their hearts. Her success was nothing short of phenomenal. Dinah Shore became a household name, and her career spanned over 4 decades, an extraordinary feat in an industry that can be notoriously fickle. She was adored not only for her talent but for her sincerity and the way she connected with her audience. But beneath her bright smile and the glamour of her Hollywood persona, Dinah was grappling with deep personal heartbreaks that she kept largely hidden from the public. The heartbreak of love and family. In 1943, Dinah Shore married actor George Montgomery, and for many years, they were considered one of Hollywood's golden couples. They had 2 children together, a daughter named Melissa and an adopted son named John David. From the outside, it seemed like Dinah had it all, a loving family, a thriving career, and the adoration of millions, but behind the scenes, Dinah's marriage was far from perfect. By the early 1960s, her relationship with George began to unravel. The pressures of fame, long periods of separation due to their careers, and personal differences led to a painful divorce in 1963 after 20 years of marriage. For Dinah, it was a devastating blow. She had always valued family above all else, and the dissolution of her marriage left her heartbroken. The separation from George wasn't just the end of a marriage, it was the beginning of a series of personal struggles that would shape the rest of her life. Although she continued to project a positive image to the public, friends close to her revealed that Dinah had difficulty coping with the loneliness that came with the end of her marriage. As much as she thrived in her professional life, her personal life was a different story, and then there was her relationship with her children. Dinah's career demanded much of her time, and as a result, her bond with her children was strained. Her daughter Melissa later admitted that there were times when she felt neglected, and although Dinah loved her children deeply, the demands of Hollywood had taken a toll on their family life. After her divorce, Dinah Shore found herself in the spotlight once again, not for her music or her television career, but for her romantic relationship with fellow entertainer Dean Martin. The two were drawn to each other, both were icons of the 1950s and 1960s, and they shared a deep affection that quickly turned into a full-fledged love affair. But like many of Dinah's relationships, this one ended in heartbreak as well. Dean Martin, known for his carefree, bachelor lifestyle, wasn't ready for the commitment Dinah sought. She had hoped to find stability and happiness after the pain of her divorce, but instead, their romance fizzled out, leaving her once again to cope with the grief of unfulfilled love. To many, it seemed like Dinah had found happiness again. She and Reynolds were often spotted together, looking very much in love, and they spoke openly about their affection for one another. Burt Reynolds even described Dinah as one of the greatest loves of his life. But behind the scenes, their relationship faced significant challenges. Their age difference, societal expectations, and the pressures of fame all contributed to the cracks in their romance. Dinah, by then in her mid-50s, was more interested in settling down, while Burt was still seeking adventure and excitement in his younger years. Eventually, their relationship came to an end, leaving Dinah once again heartbroken. Burt Reynolds would go on to marry, but he would always speak highly of Dinah, stating that their relationship left a lasting impression on him. For Dinah, however, it was another love that ended in pain, further isolating her emotionally during a time when she craved companionship and stability. As Dinah aged, she gracefully transitioned from being a Hollywood superstar to hosting her daytime talk show, Dinah, during the 1970s and 1980s. She welcomed a new generation of stars to her show, always kind, always warm, and always genuine. But by then, life had taken its toll. She remained beloved by her audience, but behind the scenes, she suffered from multiple health issues. In 1993, Dinah Shore was diagnosed with ovarian cancer, a battle that would ultimately take her life. She faced her illness with the same dignity and grace she had shown throughout her career. In her final years, Dinah kept much of her struggle private, continuing to embody the poised, optimistic persona she had cultivated over the decades. On February 24, 1994, just 5 days before her 78th birthday, Dinah Shore passed away, leaving behind a legacy of music, laughter, and grace. Dinah Shore's death marked the end of an era in Hollywood. She had been a pioneer in entertainment, breaking barriers as a female television host and singer. But more than that, she had been a beacon of warmth and kindness, bringing joy to millions with her music and personality. Her career spanned over 5 decades, making her one of the most enduring figures in American entertainment history. But as we reflect on her life, it's important to acknowledge the heartbreaking struggles she endured behind the scenes. Dinah Shore was not just a Hollywood star, she was a woman who faced loneliness, heartbreak, and the heavy burden of balancing fame with family. Her legacy is one of resilience, showing that even in the face of personal pain, one can continue to inspire and uplift others. In the end, Dinah Shore was more than just the cheerful host who welcomed audiences into her home each week. She was a complex, multifaceted woman whose heartbreaks shaped her just as much as her triumphs. And while she may have left this world quietly, her impact will never be forgotten. Thank you for joining us today as we explored the heartbreaking history of Dinah Shore. If you were moved by her story, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on more Hollywood stories that reveal the truth behind the glamour. Until next time, remember, behind every smile, there's always a story.